Okay, so of course I start every video with, okay, this is our brand new YouTube channel for Designer Part Company, and I am not a YouTuber, so this is our very first, well, I guess our second YouTube video, because we made one earlier explaining what our new company would be about, and this was way back in January. Well, here we are in May. Most people start a business and it takes months to get going, and for some reason we just started it and we're able to jump right in. And so we're hoping to get all these backpacks that we've ordered in the next few, not get them in the next few days. I'm hoping that they'll be here in the United States in the next few days, and then UPS will take them to us. So given that we started this like basically January 1st, and here we are May 3rd, and that's January, February, March, April. So like 4 months later, we have products like ready. They'll be ready to ship. We have customers. We have a website. We have, all that stuff set up. So I'm going to just briefly describe our business, explain who I am, who my family is, and why we decided to start this business, and like what the purpose of it all is. So hopefully it's not too boring, and I'll be very fast. I am used to doing reels and things on Instagram, and on Instagram it's like, you have 1 minute, go. And I'm trying to shove all this information out really fast. And so this hopefully will be a little bit more palatable. We are big Disneyland fans in our family. So my husband and I both grew up in Northern California. Going to Disneyland was a treat, and it was something we looked forward to. And if we weren't at Disneyland, we were reading about it or, reliving it as children. So when we started to date back in 2005, we went to Disneyland together as a couple, and that was kind of where we fell in love. And then after we got married, we got annual passes, and this was in 2006. I think 2005, 2006, because it was the 50th anniversary. So we went back and we just fell back in love with Disneyland even more. I think a lot of people did, because the 50th was amazing. Then we became annual pass holders. And throughout, we've been married 17 years. Throughout that whole period of time, we've been annual pass holders more times than we've not been annual pass holders. So we have 2 children. I have a boy who's 10 and a girl who is 7, almost 8. And we moved from Northern California to Utah many years ago, and that's where we live. And we go back to Disneyland a few times a year and normally stay for a week or so and do about 4 days in the park. And so when we were maybe 11 years ago or so, we don't have a record of it, but we started using these outdoorsy backpacks when we went into Disneyland. Just a regular giant backpack with one big pocket. Sorry, this phone thing is turning. It didn't seem to have a lot of organization, and it was almost too big. So I think it's good to have I don't know. For me, it's good to have a little bit smaller of a bag so I don't overpack, because I tend to overpack. And it's easier to take it on the rides when it fits properly. So these bags were great. They're very skinny and long, and they don't stand up, so they'd fall over all the time. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago that we started adding patches and pins to our backpack. Now, the problem is when you put a patch on, I sew them on, and I put a pin on, there's a big hole that's left. And so you can't ever take the pins off or the patches. So that's what you get. We started doing this to personalize our bags because I didn't like the campy look of a Camelback. We really liked the hydration on the Camelbacks, but we didn't like the look of them or really the function of a lot of parts of it. So after we went on a trip to Disneyland in August to see the new Avengers campus, August of 2021. And we then went to Disney World on a trip we had planned in October. And when we got back from that trip, I started to think a lot more about the kind of backpack I wanted to create. And my husband and I had talked about doing this for 11 years on and off. We would talk on our long drive home to California, or from California to Utah, and we would talk about what the backpack needed to have if we created it. And then that's kind of where it stood. I didn't contact manufacturers. I didn't look into anything about the business other than I knew I wanted to create something like that, and I kept it in the back of my mind. And I told a lot of people over the years, I want to create a backpack for Disneyland. And after this trip in October, it's like I finally realized I needed to do it. And these are a few of the reasons why. So we've had our camelbacks. My children carry a camelback. They carry their own bags with their own waters. They have patches and pins on their bags just to personalize it to them. And they love carrying their own stuff. But we went to Universal Studios and to Disneyland on this trip because we are big Harry Potter fans. And my son and my husband had read all the books. So we told them we'll go to Disney World and we'll go to Universal Studios. And we planned this trip for, I think, almost a year. I don't know. It took a long time to figure it all out and save up for it because it's expensive. So we took the kids and all of us went to Universal Studios. And at Universal Studios, they don't let you take your backpacks on all the rides like they do at Disneyland. It's a completely different arena. It's all different. And so we had to bring, we checked a bag to bring a camelback for each of us. And then we got a totally different bag to wear at Universal Studios because they don't fit in the lockers. The backpacks that we were going to use, we didn't know the dimensions of lockers. All I knew is that they were small and that you had to put your stuff in a locker to go on like the Hagrid ride and all the roller coasters. They had a locker for you to use. So we had a water bottle that we bought with like a neoprene sleeve that we wore like a crossbody to carry water around with us because it is so hot in Florida and we didn't want to be, dehydrated for when we were at Universal Studios. And then we had a separate backpack for all of us. So we brought 2 backpacks and a water bottle for all 4 of us on that trip. And after 4 days at Universal Studios of carrying a water bottle around, I was reminded of how annoying that was. And I was like, this backpack needs to happen because so many people carry a water bottle around or have one in their backpack they have to open and close and get that thing out all day long. And it was so much easier at Disney World when we had our camelbacks versus that Universal trip. And we had taken them so close together because we were like back-to-back trips because we did Universal for 4 days and then we took 1 day break. And then we took 1 day of a break and we switched hotels and then we did Disney World for 5 days. So because they were so close together, those trips, it reminded me and I had this inspiration, like we have to do this. So that's what started me looking into it. So back in November, when we were back from our trip, I started like drawing out what I would want the backpack to have, thinking about all the different features that it needed, going on Facebook groups and asking people questions like, what would you want in a backpack? And then we came up with our design and from there worked with the manufacturer and honed in our design even more because there's a lot of things that I wanted to do that just aren't possible. So like they reminded me that sewing machines have to get up to things and things can't be so tight as small as I wanted them to be sometimes. So anyway, we came up with the rope drop backpack, which is our first one that we've been selling. We also have several other designs that have been drawn out and we're ready to get going on them, but we need samples of materials so that we can pick those out. And we're gonna roll them out slowly because it costs a lot of money to buy all these backpacks. And frankly, we don't want to put our house up or refinance our house to do it. So this is the black rope drop backpack. This is one of our sample ones. And over the process of creating these backpacks in the last few months, we made 4 total samples, and within each sample, we made a specific change to it. So this was our first sample. From our first sample to our last sample, there's a lot of minute details that have changed throughout the process. But our backpack does a few key things. So this sample doesn't show it correctly, but this open pocket portion will actually be closed off. It will be 1 pocket. And you will be able to unzip this portion and put your mouse ears into this part of the pocket. This clip here, or this strap, allows you to get your ears on and off if you need to. So if you're putting them on, for a picture, then you can put them back on your backpack if you don't want to wear them, or just keep them on your head, whatever. It's your choice. they did this strap too tight. Like there's so many tiny details where I was like, this needs to be 1 centimeter different. So I'm not gonna close it right now because it's really annoying on the sample, but you get the picture. Then we made this pocket for pins, and you can see that there's little tiny dents that were left from pins being put on it. There's tiny, tiny, tiny holes, if you can see those. We made the holes 20% larger to accommodate the dent that happens because when you put a pin on a bag, the enamel portion with the decorative like enamel portion, it's attached to a needle sort of thing that goes in through the material, and that's the pin portion. And it's attached with like a little solder, and it's just a little wider right around that needle, right at the base where it connects to the bag. And so it left a little dent. So we made the holes 20% bigger. And these were all things we had to go through the process of using our bag and talking to people and figuring out how to make it like perfect. So we went through all that throughout the process. The hydration hole in the back, this is where the hydration kit comes into play. And it actually will have a patch over it to keep water out of it, and the hole itself is smaller. I'm actually gonna stop this or pause it and go grab a different bag to show you. Okay, so our silver bag is the closest one to what the bag will actually look like. Our nameplate, we, if you can see it, Designer Part Company, might be a little scratched up. Anyway, this is our logo. We went from this size to this size, if you can see. So it's much better. The backpack itself has 3 compartments, really, if you count this front pocket. And so the very front pocket, sorry, just totally dropped that. The front pocket's 1, and then we have this pocket here. And see, this bag also has the small holes, and you can see like dents left from the pins, and those are pretty substantial dents. And and they do kind of go out once they're done, but once a little time goes by. But this bag was being used until just, a little bit earlier today. I just got it back from somebody who had borrowed it. So they do kind of like go back to normal a little bit after with some time, but I don't want the product to be just kind of okay. I want it to be like as close to perfect as physically possible. So we made the holes 20% bigger to accommodate for that, and it is like so much better. We've tried it out on another sample that we got for the men's backpack, and those holes don't leave a dent anymore. And so it was like, finally we figured that problem out. So the front pocket here, this is like a skinny little compartment, but it's great for putting another set of ears, or I like to put a little first aid kit in here that my kids can grab from, but it can hold quite a bit of stuff. And then there's a cell phone pocket and another random pocket to put like chapstick or something smaller in to kind of separate it. And then your back section here has these 2 elastic pockets for like a water bottle, an umbrella, sunscreen, anything like that you might want to put in there. And this back compartment can hold 4 Spirit jerseys inside of it, so it's quite large. And then, like you said, this is the hydration hole. There is a patch over it. This hole itself is smaller than the other one and a lot flatter, a lot less showy. I hated the look of the hydration hole when it came to me. I mean, I was like, ugh, I can't stand this backpack. The hole itself, but this I love. Like, it's so understated and it's so well finished. Like, they coat the edges and sew it perfectly, and it's just a great compromise to that. And then the net portion back here, the backpack has this hidden net that comes out of this pocket, and there are these rings that connect down here to these little leather tabs, and it creates like a little hammock underneath to hold your stuff. So if you have like some extra merchandise, or your kid hands their sweatshirt and they want you to hold it, you can shove it into that net if you don't have room in your bag. And it kind of just extends the space that your bag can hold, because we wanted it to be really functional and versatile for a lot of different situations. Especially in Disneyland, the weather there can be very bipolar, I would say. That's not really probably the right word to describe it, but in the morning, it tends to be a little chilly, and so you kind of need like a sweatshirt until the fog of the morning burns off, and then the afternoon can get really hot, so you want to take that sweatshirt off. You can throw it in your net, and so you don't have to tie it around your waist anymore, getting it dirty, putting it on all the rides and stuff like that. And then in the evening, it tends to cool down quite a bit in the evening, so you want to get that sweatshirt back on, and so it's kind of a little bit of this on-off situation. The bag for our first batch comes in 4 different colors. We have a camel color, that's this one. Then we have a black with white polka dots, and I don't have that up here with me. We have our black Safino leather one, and then this is our silver iridescent one that we did just as a limited edition for this first run of backpacks. I only have, I think, 15 of those left in stock, but probably by the time you watch this, that will change. But yeah, if you happen to see it today. Our hydration kit comes in this bag to keep it separate. And then it's got our like logo on this plastic bag that it comes in. And the hydration kit is really cool because it connects to, oh, they took it all apart, sorry. It connects to a regular water bottle. So all you do is screw this portion onto a water bottle, and then you put this part through. This goes down into the water bottle, and this clicks right onto it. So you can drink from this bit. And yeah, it's so easy. So you can easily take that water bottle off, fill it up, at a drinking fountain. I like to just unclip, you just push this red button and it unclips this. And I like to take this whole bit out and leave this in the bag and just take the water bottle with this to unscrew it, fill it up, put this back on, and then just slip this hose part back in and clip it. That's, I think, the easiest way to use the hydration kit. There is a cap on it so that if this, while it's on your bag, touches any of the rides or anything like that, it keeps it clean for you. And then when you don't feel like you want to use it, or maybe the hydration isn't for you, you can just keep it in that little pocket, that little bag. This is, it just clips right onto the webbing here. That's what this portion of the bag is called. And this is all twisted, sorry. So when you're using it, you just pull this part off, drink from it, and then when you're done, you just put it near this, and this magnetizes it to your bag so it doesn't flop all around like the Camelback does. This one is my husband's bag, but this part just kind of flops all around. It could, I guess it goes through this strap or something, but I don't know. It's kind of a pain. Oh no, there's a clip. Never mind. But still, it's really easy to get on and off. And that's our bag. There are 2 side pockets also, not that they're worth mentioning a lot. I like to keep my cell phone in these pockets because then I can grab it out really easily. And we went to the park and tested these out. I wore the camel one, my son wore the black one, and my daughter wore the polka dot one. And we took a bunch of pictures, which you'll probably see on our website or on our Instagram page. And we took we counted, we took a record. We went on 55 rides, and nobody lost anything from their bags. Everybody used the hydration kit, and they loved it. My kids are pros at it, though. So, I mean, it probably takes a little bit of getting used to, just the idea that you can just use that really quickly, drink your water, but it doesn't take long. And also our backpacks, one last thing, and then I'll let you guys, I mean, you can go whenever you want. We have, like, here's a pin, Princess Leia. I just picked one up out of this bag. Our bags come with these locking pin backs. So there are more of them available on our website. I don't know if you can even get that to focus. But this little top part, it pulls up. It's like a spring. It's like spring loaded. I don't know how I could show this to you, but it holds the pins on your backpack so they won't fall off, because they cost a lot of money and you don't want to lose them. So these pin backs will hold your pins in place. They might do like this, but they won't come off your backpack. And so we include 10 of those locking pin backs with each of the bags. You can find more of them on Amazon. Like I said, we sell them in packs of 10 on our website. They're pretty inexpensive. Just to help you be able to share your personal style, your personal interest, what characters you're into, and be able to, show that to the world, but not lose your pins in the process. We wanted everyone to be able to go and put pins on their bags right away. And so we included those locking pin bags because these are the ones we've used for years and we love them. So I just found a way to buy them in bulk and include them. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm sorry I talked forever. We are currently waiting for that first shipment. I placed an order for our second shipment. We have a lot of fun new colors coming in that one. And there's a couple other little surprises we're going to work out with some other people that you might know in the Disney community. What else? We're just super excited about this endeavor. People have been really excited about these backpacks. It's something that we know needs to be out there for the Disney fan that wants to be super prepared, but also maybe doesn't want a backpack that has lots and lots and lots of character on it that looks a little more, how can I say it, like juvenile, like a little younger. Anyway, so we are excited. I would love you to subscribe here if you want to. I'm not going to tell you to smash the like button or any of that stuff because that's just not who I am. And I'm all about being genuine, being my real self. And so, let's see what else. So yeah, follow us here for more videos that will share about the new upcoming products and things that are going on. We'll probably share a little bit more here about who we are as people because I can show you silly videos and they can be a little longer than Instagram will let us. And also you can find us on Instagram and that is at Designer Park Co. We are also, our website is designerparkco.com. And yeah, on our website, if you subscribe to receive our email messages, we send one out maybe once a week at the most, but probably less than that because we're not very good at it. So we're not going to spam you. And by being a subscriber, we send out special discount codes and promotions that are running only for our subscribers. Also, we try to get our information about what's coming up with our products to our subscribers first. So anyway, join there. And so if you subscribe and then confirm your subscription, we will send you emails on occasion. And that's it. I don't know why all of a sudden I got like a hiccup. So thank you for watching and we will see you later.